Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Breph, and welcome to today's challenge. Today I'm asking a question that I really should have asked a month and a bit ago, but better late than never, eh? Can you beat Pokémon Platinum with only a Treecko? Speaking of late, I do apologise for the delay to this video. I went home to celebrate my sister's birthday and, well, recovery time afterwards was definitely needed, let's just say that. Anyway, forget about me, let's talk about Treecko. Stats wise, it's a normal first stage starter. Base 310 total, 70 speed and 65 special attack are certainly inviting, but the rest of them, well, it remains to be seen how they're going to affect our ability to complete the run. The rules of the game don't change though, so no other Pokemon, no items in battle, and use of TMs is fine. Do I think I'll be able to stick to them? No, I actually don't think this one's possible. I genuinely believe that rival fights could prove to be an issue, let alone Aaron or Flint if we could even get to the Elite Four. Anyway, with that said, let's crack on. The game begins and we choose the female character, naming ourselves something inventive like Breph. We name our rival Trial after Trial Treeko, who requested this in the comments. From there, we get access to our Treecko and have to decide on a name. I thought about this for a while and there's no naming scheme this week. I just decided to name him Harold, after that tree bloke Harold from the Fallout games. Is it just me, or can you see the resemblance too? One thing I do like about Treecko is that for some reason he seems to level up quicker than the other starters, at least the Gen 3 ones. By the time we reach the rival fight before Aubra, we're already level 13 and I haven't done any significant grinding or working. The Aubra gym itself was about as difficult a task as you might expect, given, I don't know, the grass typing. From there we trek our way up towards the Valley Windworks where we take on Commander Mars. She, well, was actually a bit of a challenge. Her team have a habit of spamming Toxic, which, if it hits, I'm in a lot of trouble, and alongside that, anything her Perugly does hurts like a bitch. It took a few more levels, but beating her is obviously totally possible. Do you want to know something though? Gardenia's gym wasn't supposed to be so hard, but my life it was, and then some. I tried this gym at a number of levels, and as you can see, I haven't been very successful. At level 38, we found ourselves strong enough to conquer her. Remember I said that I wasn't sure this could be done? I mean, we're practically level 40, and I've only just claimed the second gym badge. And from here, it's only going to get harder, thanks in part to Commander Jupiter. On our winning run, we were lucky enough to finish her off with only 4 HP, but believe me when I say it took a few. Our third gym fight comes against Fantina at level 44. True, it did take me a couple of retries, but when your opposition uses moves that impact your moves with RNG, like, say, Confuse Ray, it does take a few tries. Luckily we win this one, and we have to face our rival before we can go anywhere else. And holy shit is it a hard one. Impossible, in fact, for a long time. We found ourselves burnt to a cinder over and over. A fair chunk of time later, when we have an upgraded moveset along with levels, the good news is that we're finally able to defeat him and move on. But where to? Yeah, Maylene's gym. It wasn't exactly a nice challenge, but when we get the winning run, it's only because of luck and the power of Energy Ball with the healing properties of Giga Drain. 4 badges down though, and we're technically halfway done. I hope it doesn't come as a shock to anyone that Crash Awake was the next man standing between me and my goals. Was I worried here? Absolutely not. But should I have had a reason to be? Yeah, absolutely not. This gym badge was about as easy as bringing a grass type to a water fight. I always find this next section of the game really fun, and yeah, that's pure sarcasm in case anyone can't tell. We have a rival fight followed by the 6th badge. Let's start with that trial fight. When we started off, we were a measly level 62 and we stood absolutely no chance. Technically we did get the reception I somewhat expected, but what wasn't on my list of plans was having to grind to level 70 in order to beat this fight. Alas, in this sort of line of work, you have to do what needs to be done, and it needed to be done. Well, getting through that was hard, but what I really wasn't expecting was a real difficulty even getting to the 6th gym leader. One of the mandatory battles in the area is a gym trainer with a scissor. Does anyone have any idea how much of a fucking pain this was? Scizor has, quite frankly in my opinion, one of the best dual typings around. Bug Steel is only weak to fire. Granted, it is 4 times weak to fire, but on top of that, we're weak to bug type moves, and X Scissor, Cross Scissor, whatever you want to call it, it's deadly as hell towards us. So that meant it was off to Iron Island with us to train, and well, make a quick guess what level we needed to be in order to pass this roadblock. 75. Yeah, we needed to be 5 levels stronger than we were just to be able to progress to Byron. Luckily for us, given our level, we managed to beat him first time, and as you can see from the footage, it really wasn't actually very difficult. I think his Bronzor posed the biggest threat. Straight out of that, real fun experience, we head into probably one of the most boring. The lake visits are probably just there for padding and to give us an excuse to fight against the commanders. The fight against Commander Saturn proved to be a massive hole for my time. That goddamn Toxicroak and its Poison Jab were probably the worst combination I'd faced up to this point in the game. I needed more levels and shots of vodka to beat this fight. In all honesty, the fight against Mars was really easy given our level and doesn't actually need a mention. The trek to Snowpoint was one that I anticipated to be very tough, and I wasn't wrong, with those Ice-type trainers causing me a massive problem. I didn't see it getting any better when we got in front of the gym leader, but I was a bit cocky or stupid. I reckon it was my own stupidity. I forgot to heal up here and ended up starting the fight with only 60 HP. Don't get me wrong, there were points where I had practically given myself heart failure, but the power and healing of Giga Drain ultimately helped us pull through, finishing the fight with more health than we started with. Awesome, only one more badge to go. But before we can do that, we have to deal with the whole Mount Coronet thing, the start of which involves freeing the Lake Trio from Veilstone. The fight against Cyrus, well, it didn't really take much out of Harold, and we gain access to the next issue, another Saturn fight. Toxicroak was still nervy, bringing our health down to a really nasty level, but ultimately, again, we're able to pull through. Then we have to traverse the mountain, where, at the Spire, we face a double battle with Trial against a piss-taking pair of commanders. Yeah, I had to go and grind again, and I had to grind some serious levels. Between that Golbat and Skuntank, we seriously suffered. But luckily for us, on the winning run when Trials Infinite comes out, the win was all but sealed. I don't think there's anyone out there that actually wants to see the Distortion World part, and it's all boring and nothingy for a video, but the fight with Cyrus does need a mention. It took me a good while too. Pretty much everything he has can prove to be a horrible level of nasty for me. I got a pretty lucky run and was able to knock him aside. For anyone who's wondering what I did with Giratina, yeah, I knocked the fuck out of it, although only just. The last badge in OA is Volkner and the Electric Gym. To tell the truth, it did take me a few resets, but I only needed them because of bad paralysis luck. In terms of levels, strength and moveset, this fight is, and was, all perfectly completable. Well, with all 8 badges down, I make my way to the Elite 4, and in trying this over and over, end up maxing out my level. What I decided to do now was to try new things. I went to the Geyser and found out what my hidden type power was, and it was Ice, so I knew we had a chance with Aaron. I also replaced Pursuit with Drain Punch. I figured if I was going to have any sort of chance to do this, I'll need it to defeat his Scizor. Do you guys want to know the bad news? Not only does the challenge end here, but it ends really badly. I had one single run where I was able to defeat Scizor with decently high health, but out comes Heracross, and a single Mega Horn from that is, well, it's just too hard hitting. I tried double team, I tried X items, but nothing could save me from it. Quite frankly, this level of embarrassment is just too much for me, and if I could get away with it, I'd stick the end screen up here and not bother with the rest of it. Unfortunately, Mama didn't raise no bitch. So I go and grab a Ponyta, cheat in some rare candies and max its level out. Using TM Flamethrower, we go again. Tactically, I switch into Rapidash to deal with both Sizzle and Heracross, and deal with the Drapion using Harold again. Breph is second, and given that her type preference is ground and ours is grass, I don't really think I need to go into any significant detail as to what happened here. Flint turned out to be another impossible task. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm about as disappointed as I can be with the situation. It isn't surprising to me that I get burnt to a cinder again, and consistently with single flare blitz. Unfortunately, that meant I had to finish the fight with Rapidash and move on, but I'm not trying it again, so you'll have to deal with it. Lucian doesn't actually pose this challenge a huge issue. The majority of Psychic types have pretty low physical defense, and at this point in the game, Return is about as maximum power as it's going to be. We managed to somewhat easily bypass whatever challenge he may have posed. And then there was one. Last up is Champion Cynthia, and yeah, this isn't possible either. Spirit Tomb is an easy beat, but Togekiss isn't. Garchomp isn't. Roserade can be if I get a crit, and yeah, let's just call it what it is. Impossible. I tactically switched between Rapidash and Harold to finally complete this poxy game. At the start of this challenge, I asked a simple question. Can you beat Pokémon Platinum with only a Treecko? The answer? No, you can't. Beating even the hardest rival fight is impressive enough, but not being able to get past an Elite Four member is always heartbreaking, especially when you can't get past 2 and the champion. I guess the question is, would I recommend giving this challenge a go? And the answer is no, not if you're actually serious about it. There's a lot of grinding and a lot of annoyance. To be honest, I'm just glad to get this video finished. Right, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and please leave a comment with a suggestion for a challenge you might like to see me take on. And please, join me next time when I ask the question, can you beat Pokemon Sapphire with only a Horsey? Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.